Now there we go. Let's get into it. Okay, Captain's mode. This is like interesting for us teeny, but probably not that much for us. Change order of the first and the third ban phases. First ban phase, first team with the first pick, second team with the second pick. The old one was first, second, second, first, second, second, first, and now it's first, first, second, second, first, second, second. The third ban phase also a bit reworked. Not much to say here. General changes. Talents no longer require a skill point to level. Now talents are learned by using their own talent points available at level 10, 15, 20, 25, 27. This results in all +2 attributes bonuses skilled by level 22. All facets that used to have 6 all attributes bonus now have 7 bonuses again. Alright, so this seems to me to be a buff for stat heroes, no? Juggernaut? Tier 4 towers now have a barracks reinforcement buff. Each allied barracks that has not been destroyed provides +4 armor. And bonus is for each individual building, totaling in +24 armor for 6 barracks. So this is supposed to make it more difficult to end the game before you've taken megas. Interesting that they choose to make ending the game harder. I feel like it has been very difficult already. Assist gold formula reworked. I can't do math, so we're not going to go there. Actually, let's quickly look at this. Victim net worth times 0.3. Is this now more or less? I don't even know. Probably a little more. Okay, melee creep gold bonus increased by 1 per lane creep upgrade interval. Okay, flag bearer creep also increased. AoE bounty radius increased. When killed by a player-controlled unit, the flag bearer always grants bonus bounty due to kill this hero regardless of the hero's proximity. This means that technically with Sunstrike you can get the double money. Bonus gold from killing flag bearers is now classified as creep gold instead of ability gold. No gameplay effect. Alright. Inspiration aura no longer affects heroes. Creep inspiration aura now also provides magic resistance bonus to affect creeps, starting with 0 and then improving slowly. Courier respawn time decreased from 60 seconds plus 6 seconds to 45 seconds plus 5 seconds. That's nice. I think courier respawn times have been very long. And I can delay an item by like 2 to 3 minutes sometimes. And delaying an item 2 to 3 minutes is basically the difference of like this can basically be a 2000 gold lead, I think, in some stages of the game. Okay, Flying Courier will now go to a more obscure shopping area within range when using Go to Secret Shop. Okay, so they're kind of nerfing courier kills, or it's harder to kill them and it doesn't matter as much. No longer has 15% movement speed penalty while carrying Clarity. Also very nice. I think this was not a good addition. Yeah, because like getting your items carried is just like a side thing. All the illusions now have 800 day vision and 400 nighttime vision. I don't know what's the usual vision. I think a hero has more vision than this. Roshan is no longer considered a hero for lifesteal mechanics. As a result, physical lifesteal from damage to Roshan is reduced by 40% and spell lifesteal from damage to Roshan is reduced by 80%. And the disarm debuff is no longer spellable, no longer has double duration against creeps. Now deals double damage to creeps. Okay. Added a tormentor timer near the minimap. Okay, functions similarly to the Roche timer and can be pinged. In world will trigger the same ping as the timer. Minimap now is one torment icon. Perfect. Now only starts dealing damage to the surrounding enemies when attacking damage. Now only starts taking damage to surrounding enemies when attacked. Okay. Just like reasonable tweaks, I think. Now grants gold based on when it was created, not when it was activated. That makes so much sense. Duration no longer increases by 3 seconds per rune cycle, and is always 22 seconds now. Also good, no longer grants incoming damage reduction. Why? Invisibility rune was not that good, I think. Extending the streams into both. Okay, wait, extended the streams. I was worried that they would take away the streams because I like to play Slaughter and like that's good for him. And added Defender's Gate to the outside of the respective safe lanes where the stream flows. Okay, we just need to later look at what that is. Removed some trees inside the base near the new gates. The hard camp nearest to tier 3 towers when in stream use to start has been demoted to a medium camp. Move the safe lane, neutral camp closer. Okay, we're going to kind of skip over this a little bit. Lower the wisdom shrines, fill them with water, connect to the water areas by the tier 1 towers. Yeah, we're actually going to kind of skip over terrain because we're just going to look at it later. The hard camp, triangle. Twin reduced to 30, that's pretty good. 75 mana was a big deal for heroes like Axe. Now refund the mana cost if the teleporting channel was interrupted. Also very good if you like accidentally click it or you choose not to go. Cleared up some areas. Watcher removed. I think that was an annoying watcher sometimes. The watchers have been repositioned. Okay. Night vision decreased. Capture time decreased. I like it. Remove the tree between Dire's safe lane tier 1 tower and the small pool camp. Slightly adjusted path. Okay. Invulnerability and targeting. Let's see. Rules of certain items and abilities have been updated. Most items and abilities that previously could target and or affect invulnerable units no longer do so. The following spells have been changed. Nullifier can no longer target invulnerable units. Satire Banish Purge can no longer target invulnerable units. Darkseid's Vacuum cannot. Ensnare cannot. Bloodlust cannot. Can still target invulnerable buildings, okay. Fortune's End. Demonic Purge, Demonic Cleanse, Assassinate, and Stormhammer and Nether Sword. Okay. Just reasonable changes, I think. Since Cyclone effects also make the unit invulnerable, all changes mentioned above apply to them as well. As a result, there are these special cases. Nullifier will dispel Cyclone after target immediately if Cyclone was cast on a unit already affected by the Nullifier debuff. Cannot target Cyclone units, but will dispel Cyclone after units in hold up. Wait, does this mean that I cannot nullify Yules anymore? I think that's what that means. Where's the nullifier? I cannot. It only works if I press nullifier earlier. That's crazy. So I think the idea here is that nullifier has been buffed because you cannot be BKB'd and Ghost Sceptered at the same time. So nullifier has become a pretty good item. And now there's kind of a way to play around it because you do need to nullify before the Yules comes out. And cannot bring people down. Interesting. All three of these will also dispel Cyclone if the spell projectile was launched. before the target gets cycled. Okay. So I don't know how big of a deal this is. I think if you jump on top on someone, you can just instant nullify them. This is probably going to be relevant when you need to nullify a target that is not going to die during nullify duration. So what you would want to do is you jump on them and you hit them. Let's say I want to jump on a very beefy hero. Let's say bristleback, right? So I want to jump on them, I want to hit them and right click and then force them to use the Yules, and then I want to nullify so that there's like no downtime where I cannot hit them. And now I need to like jump and nullify immediately, and then if they survive they can Yules afterwards. Okay, maybe one more question would be whether or not Yules will apply after nullify ends. So how long is nullifier? 4 seconds. And we place an enemy here with a Yules. Now I'm gonna do this. Oh, my bad. And then I'm going to Yules myself now. It will not Yules me afterwards. Good to know. Okay, stock increased, very good. Cost increased. Stock increased. No longer has half duration on allies. It's a good item again. Now heals for half the amount per second when cast on an ally. Hold up. Half the amount per second, not half the... Wait, that's actually worse. So you're still like 10 seconds where you shouldn't get hit, but you get the same amount of healing. Kinda bad. Iron Branch. Interesting. This 5 gold's a big deal because like want triple branches, that was a thing, but want triple branch now means to have, let me think, 30 gold more, and you don't have that. So maybe some things change. Cannot be planted of another observer reward for the same team. Very good. Plant no longer increased by cast range increases. Ah. Same for sentry. Smoke of the Sea can be used directly from the backpack and has no cooldown when entering the main inventory from the backpack. Comfort stuff. Initial maximum stock increased, and Share Tango now heals for half the amount per second. That is crazy. Okay, Russian Spanner now upgrades with each subsequent drop in radius and in hits to kill. Ghost form, magic damage vulnerability decreased. Cost decreased. Cost decreased. 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 Total cost decreased. And spell lifesteal increased. Spell lifesteal multiplier decreased. 4 to 3. Recipe change now also requires Ring of Terras, no longer requires a recipe. Total cost unchanged. But health regen increased. Buff no longer sell, cost increased, and mana break no longer applied by illusions. Oh, how is PL ever going to be a hero again? Suppress now applies basic dispel to any target, and mana break no longer applies illusions. Recipe changed. Now requires ultimate orb instead of lens, and cost decreased from... recipe cost decreased. Does not provide the lens stuff. All attributes increased. Oh. Because of the... right. Ether blast damage vulnerability decreased 40-30. Alright. 14, total cost decreased by quite a bit margin. What? Holy, wait, total cost decreased from 5,050 to 4,300. That's 750 gold. That's a very good item, I think. I do feel like this item was not like useless before, but now we might see like Darkseers coming out, rushing Greaves. Hold up, Transmute no longer has an experience multiplier. Restore time decreased from 110. What? So this item is probably just dead. Most heroes bought it actually for the experience, not for the gold. It takes a long time till you get actual money from this, like till this pays off. So interesting. Okay, total cost decrease. Did they save Heart of Jurask? Max health regen bonus decreased. Decreased. New passive ability. Wearer's health regen is increased by 1.5% of missing health. I see. Okay, so that is interesting. That means that if I am a centaur, we're going to make a bit of an experience here. Let me reduce the sound for a second. So if I'm a centaur and I'm max level and I have like the usual items plus a heart, I'm like huge, right? Make this a strength blink, and then I have an enemy TA, and she's also max level, and she has like rapier, treads, and deso, blink. My health vision is going to increase the lower it gets. It's 150 now. It's 160 now. Okay, so I'm very hard to bring down. Alright, I think it's interesting. It reminds me of Huskar, who's also getting stronger the lower HP he is. That's interesting. Maybe you can try it now. But I don't know if the health regen is going to be a deal breaker. Okay. Halberd. Disarm is now only dispellable by strong dispels. No longer has separate disarm durations from melee and range targets. Always 3 seconds. And the cooldown is increased. Didn't feel like this needed a nerf. It might not be, actually. It's fine. Dominate gold and experience bounty when dominating decreased from 100% to 50%. Okay. So, reasonable nerf. Recipe changed. Crown instead of diadem. Cost increased though, total cost unchanged. Recipe cost increased. All attributes decreased, energy charge, automatic charge, gain time increased. And max charges increased. And cast range increased. Mana restore per charge decreased. Now also increases the target's incoming health amplification by 10%. Not too bad. And it occurs before the energy charge heal. Interesting, interesting. Not too bad of a build-up. You usually do have wand anyways. There might be a couple of heroes that could casually buy this item. Like a support Abaddon maybe? I don't know. Okay, now Soul Boost instead of Tiara, and no recipe. Cost unchanged. Provides health regeneration. Mana bonus decreased, and health bonus increased, and mana bonus increased. I don't think this matters too much. Total cost increased because of Iron Wrench, right? Armor bonus increased. Stun duration increased. Can no longer target invulnerable units. Can no longer be dismantled. Now also requires a recipe. Increased. Can be dismantled. Increased. But total cost unchanged. Okay, recipe changed. Oh, that's the build up, right? Build up to Kanda. Oh. Evasion bonus increased by 10%. Huge. Burn no longer causes enemies to miss 15% of their attacks. Oh. Burn no longer does extra damage to illusions. Oh. Okay. So who buys this now? You don't only buy it against illusions, but like the evasion is not for your team anymore, but it's higher on yourself. Interesting. Okay, refresher. Cost increased by 200 to 1,600, but cost unchanged. No longer provides 10 damage. Health region bonus decreased and mana region decreased. Alright, slight nerfs. Mana region thing. It's a thing, but not too bad. You don't buy it for the region, right? Okay, recipe cost increased, but total cost unchanged. Total cost unchanged. Total cost decreased a little bit. No longer does extra damage to illusions. Decreased a little bit. Debuff now caps the target's movement speed to 200. Cool. This debuff is not dispellable and does not pierce debuff immunity. Okay. Okay, now Vessel. Less mana region. And gain rate is increased. Can now be gained by all the copies. By all copies. This change is exclusive to Urn of Shadows and does not affect Spirit Vessel. Huh. Okay, so it isn't too bad if two people buy Urn. They can just keep it. So release charges can now be gained by both Urn of Shadow and Spirit Vessel from the same hero death. Two other heroes, both of them have Urn. An enemy hero dies within range. Both Urn of Shadows will gain charge. Spirit Vessel will also gain charge as well, but only for the ally that was closer to the dying enemy. Right. Radius increased. Okay. Total cost unchanged. Little different build up. Ring of Health, Chainmail, and Circlet. This is very good, I think, for offlaners that wish to buy the build up item, the Shivas. Cooldown increased. That's good. Attack speed increased. Alright. So this was not even half of it yet. I think we need to move a little quicker. These changes aren't that big by now. Okay, we'll leave these three items. We get a new item. Active Shield Wall. Decreases wearer's movement speed. 12. That's basically a Mars shield. 20 attack speed if there are no heroes. Wait, when calculating wearer's base attack, base damage or creep bounty from last hits, the value is computed 2 times and the highest value is taken. What? Passive loaded. When calculating wearer's base damage or creep bounty from last hits, the value is computed 2 times. I don't even know what that means. We'll just have to see. That one's out. When attacked, the hero counterattacks. Okay. Damage increased. Less damage, okay. Duration, max health, damage decreased, max health damage decreased. Alright, I didn't know this item was good and needed nerfs actually. Can now target allies, that's cool. from 5 to 3. No longer provides status resistance. Max low resistance decreased to 50. Max low resistance decreased. However, increased slow resistance by 50%. This bonus is reduced by 10% for every enemy hero within the warrior's attack radius. Okay. We lose a couple of items here. I think we're just going to read the thing on the side here. Gain 50% base damage and 30 attack speed for 6 seconds, and enemy heroes within reset the cooldown of Bloodthirst if they die. Very nice. Damage decreased a bit. Gain 50% slow resistance, phase movement speed, and 25% evasion for 5 seconds. Very cool. A lot of slow resistance stuff. Enter into an insect form, increasing magic resistance and movement speed. While an insect, your size is decreased and your armor is reduced by 45%. Okay, but magic resistance, so good against like Lash jumping you. With this return, after taking damage from any source, the wearer fires up to 2 projectiles, prioritizing heroes, 100 in damage and slow and attack speed. Slow movement speed and attack speed by 100%. Okay. Yes, cycled out. There we go. Moved to tier 5 and increased. And this spend 10% of your current health to create a full health illusion that lasts for 20 seconds. The illusion has 50% outgoing damage and takes 240% of incoming damage. Interesting. Might be an interesting item for like a Terrorblade. Decreased, no longer targets on brilliance. Okay. So some of these seem to be minor changes. But honestly, whenever like you get a new patch, you need to see what like the pros are going to figure out, and look at some ideas that are going to happen tomorrow in Dream League. Excited to see them. Okay, we probably have nerfs here. Decreased, 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 decreased. Oh, cooldown reduction on hero death. Yeah, decreased. This cooldown was increased and damage increased. Okay. Reasonable. Mana cost increased and stacks increased. Removed counterspell ally ability. Okay. Item shot no longer provides counterspell ally ability. Item shot illusions outgoing damage increased. Okay. Let's see like till we get some like major changes. Berserker Skull duration increased actually. And cooldown increased as well. Okay. So I think this overall should be a nerf, I think. No longer has an armor-based damage multiplier. That's a nerf. Damage type changed from physical to pure. No longer has reduced movement slow against creeps. So that's a big nerf. Like Axe used to work with buying 3 rings of protection. Okay. Plus 12 battle hunger, okay. Counter helix damage increased. Culling blade damage replaced with 15 strength. Replaced with 115 culling blade damage. This seems to be like overall nerfs for X, I think. The hero can probably still work, but he's not going to work with the battle hunger, ring of protection and stuff anymore. You're just going to have to play him as usual with like bracers. And we'll have to see what happens with Helm of Dominator, because that's what people used to like to do. But I would be happy to see like Dominator leave the scene, because it's like kind of a weird thing to me. But we'll have to see. Cooldown increase from 24, and they take increased damage. Slight nerfs. some rescaling. More rescaling. Base heal increased, no longer upgrades. Effect moved to Aghanim Shard. As initial damage by 3%, replace cooldown. Okay. Slight bounty hunter buffs. Alright, so big notes for Brewmaster. Strength gain decreased and intelligence gain. Okay, new innate ability, passive. Improves with Brewmaster's level. When Brew drops below 50% health, he gains status res, and movement speed alternates every 1 second between being faster and being slower. The effect becomes stronger at lower health, scaling from 0 up to max values at 20% health. Max status is 10, plus 0.5 per Brewmaster level up. And max speed is increased as 25%. Max speed slow is 10%. Interesting. Brewmaster may activate the ability to toss a strong drink to himself with the shard, or a teammate, granting max effects of his innate for 5 seconds, and also providing 2% HP regen per second. That looks pretty cool. I think this is very interesting. We might see Brewmaster a little bit more. Status res is a highly underrated stat. I think one of the best. And tossing that to an ally that is also providing 2% max HP regen could be interesting to play Brewmaster, go Vestal into Shard, into Blink. Alright, then here's some more improvements. No. Barrel of ale. If he's already brewed up, the duration is extended by a second after brew up ends. Brewmaster is hungover and cannot become brewed up again for 9 seconds. Huh. I'm not sure, but I feel like this could be very good. Okay, duration increased. Stances. Okay, and then we have stats being increased here. Okay, we're not going to look over everything right now. Reasonable change. Workload was pretty good. Okay, so this seems to be a rework. New innate. Stacking debuff that causes their attacks to pierce up to 20% of the target's armor. 2% per attack. Apply 1%. Okay. Skeleton attack speed. Base damage decreased by 2? Am I insane? Okay, intelligence increased by 2. I guess it levels out. Damage at level 1 unchanged. What? So, yeah. Crystal Maiden is not back. Darkseer though, intelligence decreased. Damage at level 1 increased by 1. And Greaves have been buffed, so maybe. Stun duration increased. Return speed increased. This matters because you can not use both ults at the same time. Wait, but you can't use them one after another as well. Or can you? I don't even know anymore. Base damage increased. Damage at level 1 increased. No longer reduces airtime. And heal is increased. I don't know if that's... Like Dawnbreaker was a decent hero, no? Okay, base strength increased. No movement speed on Excel. Attack damage decreased. 20, 60, 100, 140. Oh. To quite a lot. It's a difference of 30. You're at level 4. With the axe. Difference of 20 on level 3. Right. Level 10 talent replaced with fire breath cooldown. And 20 with 60% breath. Breathe fire damage. Move slow increased. Disable range decreased. Interesting. Making draw better. Gust cost no mana replaced with frost arrow mana cost. Interesting. Base damage decreased by 6. Damage at all levels decreased from removed resonance, stepping stone, and rage roll. What? Okay, now grants 2.5% bonus attack damage per currently unused charge. I see. So you start with 7 charges, meaning that you have 7 base damage technically, while they are unused. Max ability charges increased from 7 to plus 1 additional charge at every 5th level. Okay. 7 plus 1 per 4 hero level ups. Uses another ability on summon gains 7.5 bonus attack damage for 10 seconds. Okay, so he can maybe pack some right clicks right now. Cooldown decreased. Cannot target allied units by default. Can't pull allies that are affected by leash, root, bind, to blah blah. And the shard decreases cooldown by 3 seconds and increases allied unit cast range and speed by 50%. Interesting, I like the changes. Maybe maybe a playable hero. I mean, all heroes are playable, but it's interesting. Boulder Smash cooldown. Rolling boulder damage from strength. Geomagnetic grip remnant damage, and Earthspirit Magnetize himself applies Magnetize at its current duration to enemy heroes around Earthspirit and can be refreshed with stone remnants. That sounds insane. That level 25 sounds insane. Okay, so I'm looking forward to Earthspirit. We have some nerfs here. We have some buffs here. 0.5% can sometimes be quite a change. Some nerfs. Yeah, some nerfs. Now always applies 1 instant of damage in slow. The slow decreased, DPS per cooldown decreased, duration decreased. Alright, so probably levels evens out. Decrease from 9 to 6%, it's 12 to 8%. Okay. Cooldown is now also refreshed if the Phantom's target dies before the Phantom latches to it. Ability can now be reflected. Oh, can now be reflected by like Anti-Mage and by Lotus. Interesting. Now it casted onto both units affected by Soulbind. Reflected spells now get casted onto both units. Does it mean like reflected? Who's reflecting the spell? The one who is soulbound or the one who... Probably one who's soulbound. Okay. Outgoing damage decreased. Alright. Slight nerfs. Okay, active cast range. Okay, active cast range decreased and attack range reduced. Ability no longer target trees affecting Acorn Shot or Bushwhack. Wait, ability can no longer target trees affecting... Oh, that's very good, yeah. Because you could Bushwhack somebody right next to you and then you would get attacked. And the attack would be directed to the tree on your Bushwhack. The tree would die, your Bushwhack would stop. Actually griefing, like also side push, like even if it's like creeps that hit you, you can't kill the wave because they break the Bushwhack. So very, very good change. Thanks for that. Alright, this is reasonable, all reasonable. Reasonable, slightly redoing Invoker's numbers. Strength increased until decreased, damage unchanged. Mana cost decreased, as well as cooldown and duration increased. Decreased. Alright, some changes. This should be nerfs, right? Hopefully they are nerfs. We should hope so. Slight nerfs. Slight buffs. Okay. Cooldown reduction per level increased. To have a fixed attack rate or any interaction with attack speed. Echo attack damage decreased. Echoes now have a 50% reduced chance to proc random effects. Can no longer trigger marks. Alright, slight nerfs. Oh, some Kunkka buffs. I haven't seen this hero in a long time. Like, not in Pro Dota, not even in my pubs. Cooldown decreased. Alright, so maybe this makes him like a little more viable in like a mid lane situation. I don't know. It's not that big of a change. Like, I think this cooldown reduction, this can make a difference if you are like playing very quickly from the mid lane position. and then having like a difference of 6 seconds on level 1 can be pretty decent. Let's see. I don't expect to see much from him. Mana cost decrease and cooldown rescaled. Making it overall a little better on level 4. Misanthropy is its enemies with an increased explosion rate. Duration increased and radius increased. They buffed Leshrac actually. I am very surprised. I think Leshrac was in a very good spot. But they did give him a buff. Alright. Slight buffs. Also slight buffs. Okay, big. Hold up. What the hell? New hero? Question mark. Alright, that's a lot to read. Holy. Honestly, we might have to do this another time. I think I know it's quite late where I am. I'm going to skip over like the rest of them here. Damage is slight nerfs. Base damage increased by 1. No longer has increased number of +2 attributes bonus, and cooldown decreased. Wait, what was the Magnus? Where you at, bro? Here. Power is always on Magnus. Okay. Reverse polarity, that facet does not exist. Am I tripping? That facet does not exist. Never mind, removed fleeting fury facet. What does that mean? Is there just like... Oh, okay. Still 2 facets. Alright, bonus damage versus heroes decreased. Level 20 talent arena of flat cooldown reduction decreased. I feel like the thing is with Mars, he's doing very well in Pro Dota, because arena is just like a huge spell, but and like playing with team is like amazing around arena, but in pubs you lack abilities to farm, and you cannot really solo kill anyone or threaten to solo kill anyone. So it's actually not that easy, I think, to play Mouse right now. But since he's like doing good in Pro Dota, I guess he needs to be kind of nerfed. I mean, it's not like a huge deal, but obviously as a Mars main, I was hoping for him to get buffed. Didn't. It's life. Okay, we have slight nerfs. Wait. Yeah, no, slight nerfs. No, wait. Increase. Oh, to 70. Cool and decrease. Actually, slight buffs, I think. Okay. Monkey King buffs. Mickey is going to be very happy. Mickey patch. Stun is no longer exclusive to this facet. Okay. Range decreased. Stun target 4. Okay, interesting. Cast range increased. This makes it probably better as a support again. Never mind. This is speaking to carry. I guess can both work probably. Okay, base intelligence decreased. Agility gain increased. Slight buffs here. And slight nerfs for this one. Can no longer target invulnerable. HP region decreased. That's important. That was like huge. 4% HP region. Insane. Aggron shot max HP region per second. Bonus decrease from 2 to 1. Okay, so overall, like, slight nerfs. I think there could have been more nerfing Naga. Like, we don't see her in pubs, but like in pros, she's so contested. Damage gain per level decreased. Bonus damage per tree decreased. 3 to 2%. Mana cost decreased. Attack range increased. Damage increased. Movement speed increased. So maybe more Curse of the Old Growth decreased. So definitely a nerf to carry Nature's Prophet. We'll maybe see more support Nature's Prophet again. Then we do again see nerfs. No longer has a decreased number of +2 attribute bonus. Oh, no longer reduces Night Stalker's health regeneration. And increased. So buffs to Night Stalker. This is good, I like it. I'm gonna play me a bit more. Okay, nerf to this, buff to this. Like very slight. Cast range increased, no longer target invulnerable. We know. Slight buffs. Cooldown decreased. No longer disabled by silence, okay. So slight buffs, probably still a dead hero as far as I am concerned. Slight buffs, okay. Removed double jump and thunderbolt facet. We decrease the cooldown, briefly slows enemies by 100%. Wow. Cooldown decreased, mana cost rescaled. They're making these heroes so much better. Barrier changed from 50 to more if any enemy hero is hit. Barrier is not provided, barrier duration decreased. Okay, so it's more barrier but less duration. Damage decreased. And less damage, no longer slows, doesn't slow enemies anymore. And damage decreased. Okay, so I thought this was like a buff. But they're actually just like changing the relevance of Shield Crash, moving some of it over to Swashbuckle. Duration rescaled. No longer decreases the cooldown. Now it takes 1 second to reach full roll speed. Okay, active movement speed increased by a good chunk, and cooldown replaced with 2 charges with 21 seconds base charge restore time. Maybe this hero is a bit decent again. Who knows? PL. Agility gain increased by a lot. Whenever an illusion of Phantom Lance is created, it can't have less than 80% of Phantom Lance's damage for 3 seconds. Damage increases by 2% with every 3 Phantom Lances level ups. Does provide bonus agility. Cooldown rescaled to longer early. Provides evasion. No longer has 2 seconds linger effect. And damage decreased. I don't know what this means for him. What does this mean? I'm not going to look through everything of this. Slight nerves, I would say. Nerved no longer applies when disjointing attacks. Nerved. 20 to 16%. Nerved. Actually, buffed. Some such cooldown reduction. Decrease. It's reasonable. Damage is now done as a separate instance of damage instead of a part of the attack damage. Okay. Replaced with cooldown here. 4-second cooldown, pretty good. Reminds me of old Ricky. Bonus damage replaced with bonus physical damage on attack. Probably good. Mana cost rescaled. Cooldown increased. Duration decreased. Radius decreased. 40% attack damage replaced with flat damage. But still applies bonuses. No longer provides bonus agility to random targets. Slightly reworked. No longer increases the number of targets attacked. Now also allows to hide within allied creeps. Okay. And increases ability during duration by 1 second. Getting a hero kill and 100 experience when getting hero assist. Interesting. So is this buffing rookie mid? Maybe. We're gonna skip over this. Mana cost decreased actually. I again feel like Ringmaster did not necessarily need a buff. Damage decreased. Land sub ability no longer cancels channeling or interrupts movement. That just makes sense. Replaced with 20% fade bolt damage reduction. Okay. Cooldown reduction increased. An entire second. Not too bad. Slight buffs here. Bonus damage decreased from 25 to 20. Can no longer target, I know. Slight buffs here. Okay, slight buffs. No longer has decreased number of two. Silence ability decreased. Insteel duration rescaled. Overall slight buffs. I think. Pretty even though. Ancient Seal cooldown reduction decrease from 7 to 6 and increase, okay, slight. Buffs, puddle radius increased. Item short calorie increased. Bash duration decreased. Bonus damage decreased. Oh, quite a bit at the first level. So this probably means that I need to take a second level now. Because I used to go 1-for-1 very often. I probably now need to go 1-for-2. Yeah. And 10 increase from 12 to 14. Probably still irrelevant. Probably the Guardian sprint duration is still better. Depends. I mean, paddle is also increased, so you're spending more time in the water, more hits with plus 14 damage. Maybe. Okay. This is now innate. And duration slightly rescaled. Applies essence shifts. New basic ability. Passive, autocast attack modifier. Slug slices an enemy hero with his salty shiv, stealing the target's stealing the target's 3 movement speed, 3 health regen, and percent of their health restoration. Each subsequent use of saltwater shiv refreshes the duration of all shiv stacks. Okay, steal duration 12 seconds, mana cost 20, and cooldown 4 seconds. So this is interesting because I don't think that there before has been an ability or a hero that decreased health restoration. I might be wrong, but I couldn't think of any hero that decreases health restoration with their spells. I'm thinking maybe Pudge with the rod. Nope, I don't think so. So built-in Skadi technically could be really good against heroes like the Centaurs, like the IOs, like healing heroes. Shadow Dance now passively grants movement speed and health regen when unseen. And okay, unchanged. Duration decreased. Alright, interesting. Increased, replaced with regen. So buffed this hero, pretty sure that these are buffs. Yep, these are big buffs. I think Essence Shift probably got a bit better, plus he got a new spell, so I think Slark is very much going to be meta. I called it here. Now affects only attacks made on enemy heroes. Okay, mana cost increased, damage decreased. Okay, nerfs. Slight buff. Base damage. Decreased. I don't even know why this is here. Okay, Desolate is now innate. Damage rescaled. Mana cost decreased. Spectre Illusions benefit from Shadow Path. Reworked into a basic ability. Hold up. Thrust and Uncontrollable Haunt is back. Haunt might be back. Okay, Thrust and Uncontrollable Illusion, which sorry about that. Which follows the target and attacks it for damage. Exists for a second upon reaching the target and takes 0% damage. Cast range and mana cost and cooldown is listed here. On cast, the illusion moves at the speed of 900 and it increases movement speed. The reality sub ability may be used to teleport to the illusion, destroying it. Okay. Radius increased. Can no longer be cast to no effect. Now has a distinct sound between cast on Shadow Step and Haunt Illusion. Mana cost decrease. Now has. Okay, now Spectre's ultimate ability. Mana cost rescaled. Duration rescaled. Cooldown rescaled. Haunt. Outgoing damage decreased. Each illusion now spawns near the enemy in the direction towards Spectre. Now upgraded with Scepter, which reduces Haunt cooldown. Enemies are feared with reality. Reduce movement speed in an AoE around the target illusion. So I wanna look at how this works actually. I just wanna look. I didn't even know that this reality spell was a thing. I never played Spectre, so I would need a hotkey. Would probably be this one, because that's a passive, right? So we'll do this and we'll do this. And now Hound is actually back. That is amazing. I really like this. And I'm gonna hate playing against it. So Spectre's back. That's my next call. I think I should actually jot this down somewhere. I think Spectre, Slark, maybe Earth Spirit. Alright. Stun duration increased. Loss and death. Attack speed slow increased, okay. Buffs, I think. Slight buffs. Okay, armor reduction decreased, damage decreased, damage rescaled. To overall a little more overall. Damage increased. So kind of leveling to 0. Nerfs. Buffs. Nerfs. Buffs. Strength increase. Stun duration now applies. It's stun as an aura. Wait, stun duration now applies. It's stun as an aura in the areas. Okay. As a result, no longer affected by status assistance. That is very interesting. Because I said earlier that status resistance is very good. And having ways to play around it is therefore also very good. So Avalanche, definitely a buff. Definitely a big buff. Okay, so Tiny buffed. Okay, and reward 3 and going to read that later. Decreases, increased, cast range, cooldown decreased. That's a big nerf. Not a big nerf, but it's a nerf, I think. I think the shard was really good. That made you enraged for a short time. Because, for example, here also status resistance 50%. That's what's so good about this ability. And having this, like, I think for 1.5 seconds with Earthshock was pretty difficult to play around. So overall a nerf. Cooldown resealed. Can no longer target invulnerable units. Wave of Terror. Okay. Slight nerfs. Slight nerfs. increased. If they own copy. Visual changes. The own ability to independently recall it to visage. Buffs, I guess. Nerfs. Slight nerfs. Cooldown increased, slight nerfs. Yeah, overall slight nerfs here. Attack damage increased, okay. Now also reduces cooldown by 10 seconds. Good. Buffed Weaver. I don't like Weaver, but I think he was not a good spot. Duration decreased, that's fair. Very good spell. So 0.5 duration less, very reasonable. Damage slightly increased a bit. But attack range decreased and attack speed increased. Okay, whatever. Does not apply from non-hero units. Activation mana cost decreased. Mana rescale to a little bit more though. Also affects player control creeps. But doesn't apply the burst here, okay. Bounce radius decreased. Reasonable. Impact damage increased. So slight buffs, probably. Actually, health decreased. Attack speed decreased. Maybe more like slight nerfs. Depends. Like your early game is a little bit better. But later, like this 50 HP. 10 attack speed. Slight nerfs. And jumps decreased from 579.15 to 579.11. Not that big of a deal. Okay, so we went through all the heroes except for Lone Druid and Treant, so all the natural thingies. Now let's look at the map now. Let's look at the map. Cheats are on. Good. Okay, so this is the first like difference. So we have extensions here. And then we had this watcher is gone, which is pretty good, and now we just have one watcher here in the middle. We're gonna have to see like how interesting that's gonna be. And then we have like pathings reworked here a little bit, they said. But this looks all very similar still. So it's no huge changes. Oh, hold up. Alright, so that's interesting. Can you go behind here? No. There's now water down here, and it's on the low ground as well. And I guess the same is true for here. And I think that there were not that many different changes, no? Like there's some like medium camps being that have been changed to like different kind of camps. And we have at least one watcher less. I think this one is still pretty much in the same spot now. Oh, actually, since it's nighttime, you can see how the watcher is really not seeing that much. Now for the camps, I think this used to be a big camp. And this here is all the same. Wait, is this still an ancient? Yeah. This used to be a big camp as well. Yeah, but the rest seems to stay the same. I think Roche is still pretty much the same. Tormentor is still pretty much the same. Plus I can ping this now, which is good, it will help with awareness. I would have liked to see this in daytime, but doesn't matter. Looks good, looks playable. Okay, I'm going to think of some key takeaways, make a video about that, and I'm extremely hyped to play. I think that this looks very enjoyable. This hero is amazing fun, I think. Oh, and there's a collector's cache. Oh my goodness. What the hell? His foot is a literal piece of, like, what's it called? Ribeye steak? What the shit? Oh my goodness. Look at this abomination. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. Oh wait, this one I know though. Wait, is this the one that we voted on? Dig into crisp new winter cache featuring 16 sets for the for a host of heroes, including Tiny Central War. Okay. I don't recall all of these, but this looks like a skin that I voted on. Shark Hunter. This might also be something that I voted on. I think it is. I think that's the things we voted for. And this one made it? My goodness. Oh, very cool. I wish I would play Chen. This is very cool. My goodness. Alright. Greek Marcy. Like, look at Marcy, give me Marcy and Marslane with this skin. Hyped. Alright, a literal tractor. We did vote on this. I saw this and I did not vote for it. I did not like it. And I think I'm in a minority, but I'm not a fan. This does not fit the thing, I feel like. Do not like it. This I did vote on. And I love it. Okay, alright. We're still back with Dota. It's just very, very enjoyable. View comic. I mean, I was gonna read that, but It's a nice touch. Like, this is just crazy fun. I'm just gonna do this in my free time, I think. I need more sound. Oh, I do have more sound. Okay, place a song that increases nearby additional magic damage. Spell amp. That's insane. Like, let me stand next to a... Let me have like 3000 HP. And hold up. Let me try it with this one. Actually, remake. Oh, I don't have any facets right now. I do not. Okay, let's theory craft a little bit. What is this hero going to buy? So I'm a strength hero and I'm a support, and like they give me default guide, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get arcane and wand. This is interesting, but I'm not so sure about this. And then I'll have a glimmer cape and my shard. Whenever Lager applies a unit target buff to a friendly hero, he also gets the buff. And if Lager targets himself, the buff is also applied to the nearest allied hero within. Okay. So I need to actually see what these do again. I recall. These are like buffs. So essentially I want to stand behind and with these heroes. So I might have a Lotus as well. And then I'm gonna say be level at least 16. And I'll probably have Frog Stomp damage? No. Health regen, that's for sure. And Genius max health DPS. Where was this? Oh. Like cast range pull. I think we'll go this one. That's insane. Okay. Now I'm going to stand beside a Leshrac. As an ally, who will be having his basic Arcane, Kaya, you know what? Sungeon Kaya, Bloodstone. Actually he's gonna have a BKB probably. Blink. And when I'm level 16 he's probably going to be like level 23 or something like this. He's going for Yeah. We're just going to see what's happening if I'm doing this without me. We're just going to do this for one duration here. And it is total damage 562. I kinda messed up. This did not work the way I wanted it. Oh, we can just do this. How much DPS is this? Like 160. It is still 160. What is happening? Additional magic damage. Like plays a song that increases nearby allies' use spell amplification and grants their attacks additional magic damage. I feel like this is a bug. I feel like this should work. Alright, I like the hero. I think it's gonna do well. And I'm gonna go offline now. Very hyped for this patch. Gonna be good. See you later.